Good day from Universal Citywalk Osaka here in Japan. I've never been here before. We're going to walk around together and I'm going to give you a full tour of what they have to offer in this area. Now it is essentially one long strip with multiple floors and you'll see all along here. But for starters, we're going to go near the train station, which is at this end. Starting on the entrance end, here is where the train station is. You'll see a 7-Eleven to the left of it. Behind there, you've got two hotels. The right one being the Universal Port Vita. There are actually a lot of hotels located here in Citywalk. You'll even see Hotel Kion, Universal Tower here. And on your left underneath the hotel you have Starbucks, which is also popular here in Japan. To the right of that you have Lawson, which is a convenience. Before we get too far, here's a look at the layout of Citywalk Osaka. Now the main floor is actually the third floor because there's parking underneath. This is where we came in at the train station, and we're going to go along and you'll see each floor is on the right side. A lot of restaurants up on the top floor. Now we'll start at the very right side at Western City, which looks like an arcade. It sure is an arcade. I like the carnival theming though and the red roof you have in here. Definitely gonna check this out later. Continuing along the right side, we have Headwear Flava, which is a hat store. I like the beetle. And then you've got Gap. As you continue along, looks like there's a restaurant up there. There's a St. Mark Cafe and Bar, and it looks like it keeps going back that way. However, we're going to stop in the Universal Studios store first. Definitely want to look for some Universal Japan exclusive stuff. This is nice because as you walk in, you'll actually see there's a second floor of stuff. So far, this entire first floor is nothing but hats and headbands. It's kind of amazing how much they have. All of it. Well, actually, there's like hoodies over there. With Super Mario World having its grand opening in just a few days, they have a ton of merchandise to celebrate. You may end up with one of these shirts. Pretty cool. Something that caught my eye though, the shirts are quite expensive. That's about $39 US for a shirt. So be mindful of that. Packaged cookies and crackers are a huge deal in Japan, so of course you have various Mario ones. I do like these though. Just the packaging is so unique. You got like the crackers in him. And it looks like little chocolate-covered peanut butter, maybe? Can get you a 4-pack of Mario Ramen. Little mushrooms. Various masks, but they're of a different make of the ones you can get in California and Florida. Here's a look at the second floor. You'll see you've got your standard Harry Potter stuff. However, they have Harry Potter chocolates. And nice little tins as well. It's difficult to tell if any of the Harry Potter merch is exclusive to here. I feel like these are though, because you see these little nano blocks everywhere in Japan. Maybe I'm just behind, but I've never seen these pins before. Or these miniature wands. This is cool. These ones are actually for Universal Japan. At least this one is, because it says it right on the box. Here's what they look like built. Universal Japan exclusive vehicles. This Tomica is like a Japanese car toy making company. That one's pretty cool. Original vehicle. And a Jaws transport truck for whatever reason. There's even a tin with Jaws cookies that you can buy. But more importantly, tartar sauce fish chips. Those actually sound really good. Might have to try them. You can get a Universal globe filled with cookies. Back outside and behind the Universal store, the cafe's over there. We continue along on the first floor. And you basically have like a pharmacy here. That's a really good idea. Another Lawson, that's the second one I'm seeing, but I think there was 3 total. Some other restaurants, but we're in this big open area. We can see leads up to the different floors. However, we're going to continue along the first floor back to the main strip. Here at 551 Horai, they've got every assortment of bao and gyoza, it looks like, you could ever want. And to the left of that, if you're feeling a little more American, you can get some McDonald's. Although Japanese McDonald's is significantly better. Stepping back from the McDonald's a little bit to put this in perspective, to the right was the Universal store. We walked behind that, and that's where we started. On the right side, this was the first hotel, but then you have the Parkfront Hotel at Universal. This is where I'm actually going to be staying, so check out that review if you're interested. Very, very nice hotel though. And now we're going to keep continuing on the first floor to the right and left. When I initially walked into the Citywalk, I was kind of underwhelmed because it seemed pretty small, but as you start going into the back areas, mainly on the right side, it really starts to open. Walking forward and looking back on the left side, you have a Tully's Coffee. You have a few shops here, restaurants, They even have a Wolfgang Puck, which I'm pretty excited about because normally you see that in Disney Springs or downtown Disney, not at Universal properties. Staying on the theme of hotels, to the left of McDonald's you have Kontetsu Hotel, which is yet another Citywalk hotel. Very close to the park, and it looks like there's another Universal Studios store, a smaller one. Let's check it out. Just tried the outside and now the inside of the Kontetsu Lobby, and it looks like that store is temporarily closed. I wanted to step in the Kontetsu Lobby real quick to admire it, because take a look at the back wall, showing some love to Back to the Future. Something worth pointing out, when I was looking at hotels to stay at, I noticed the Kontetsu has heavily themed Sesame Street rooms. So if that's something you're interested in for your family or whatever, this is the place to go. Speaking of Citywalk hotels, they are very cheap this time of year. I don't know if they're usually like that or if it's because of COVID times, but every single one of them was under $100 US. So I even paid a little more to get a better room at the park front. To the left of Kontetsu, there's this Little Osaka, which isn't so little at all. Little Osaka Market goes all the way back there. Tons of Mario stuff. And taking a look around here, it feels a lot like a standard Japanese souvenir. Too bad I don't like coffee because I totally want some of the Georgia Gundam coffee, but now that I know they have Evangelion cookies, definitely gonna get some. Take a look at these, just oozing with caramel. My goodness. And this too? That's how you advertise your product. Clearly it works because that's all they have left. There's some strange little cracker packs here. This one says mayonnaise, and that one says cabbage. I'm gonna end up buying a lot of treats here because I saw these and thought, wow, this is interesting, and I haven't actually seen an apple dessert like that. But since it's only limited to the store, gonna have to get some of that as well. A whole wall here with everything green tea. These cookies here look really good, especially how they have the spoon floating there, drizzling. Because I have an arcade addiction, there's this little claw machine here. Let's see if we can win a little octopus. That guy seems good. Oh, that thing. Did you see that? It didn't even close until it lifted. You can see Little Osaka there, and continuing along, you have two restaurants there, including a Moss Burger. My favorite fast food Japanese burger. Stopping in for a Moss Burger real quick. What's weird is the Western theming in here. Definitely different. Oh yeah, that thing looks good as always. Gotta love Moss Burger. Backing out from Moss Burger to what was in front of it, you've got Popcorn Papa, very highly decorated popcorn shop, Pink Cloud, which looks like ice cream, and of course King Kong. Here's a closer look at Kong. Now to the right of him, this is where the Wolfgang Puck, it's actually a pizza bar, which is quite awesome. And then you have eggs and things to the right of that. I also want to point out at the end, we're going to come back later tonight and check it all out at night because that's when Citywalk looks its best. We're now getting towards the front entrance of the park, so turning back around, the very last thing on the left side is the park front hotel. And you will see down there to the right is another Lawson, so that is the third one I've seen here in Citywalk. And all the way around the corner at the left, you have your Hard Rock Cafe and Rock Shop. Now once more, here we are at the entrance to Universal Studios Japan. Now because we covered everything on the right side over here, we're gonna go upstairs and check out what is the 4th floor here in Citywalk. You'll see straight away they've got a disco ball. Quite nice. It's probably not dark enough to tell, but as you go up, the ceiling looks awesome and has directional arrows. As soon as you get up the escalator, you can see up to the 5th floor right here. However, to your left is the Hard Rock Cafe, which we may check out later. Taking a look in the rock shop, I know Hard Rock pins are pretty popular. So here's a look at what they've got here. Now for more wayfinding, we came here at the train station. We walked along this way, went around behind this area, stopped at the entrance to the park, took the escalator to the 4th floor, I almost said 2nd, and we're gonna go along this path. We're about here right now. Go up and go to the 5th floor. I'm gonna do a slow pan here of all of the restaurants and shops here in Citywalk because on the actual website, there's no list, which I thought was a little bit odd. To the right, you have a photo op here with Gru and the Minions. And then as you go along, looks like a few more restaurants. This restaurant has a fondue fountain, looks like chocolate and strawberry. Quite awesome. more restaurants as you go, and then lockers over here, which is the dressing room. I believe it's a changing room as well. Not 100% sure, but I feel like the changing room is for if you spend a day in the park and you get all hot and sweaty or whatever, especially in the summer. You can go and get all fancy and come have dinner out here in Citywalk. It actually makes a lot of sense if that's what it's for. We just came from over there, and over here I'm not sure what this is. Looks like those might light up or something. And then we have what looks like Epoch restaurant. As we turn the corner, I like the lights here on the elevator. And this whole central area is illuminated quite nicely. Next to the escalators to the 5th floor, there is a huge food court, various Japanese style restaurants all along this area. This is quite nice, and it smells fantastic back here. Really like these color changing lights they have. Continuing along, this is the exit for the 2nd floor of the Universal store. And you'll see they kind of have an outdoor seating area set up like a prop room. It looks like that St. Mark Cafe is actually 2 floors, because there it is on the 2nd floor. And continuing along, more photo ops with Gru and the Minions. And I guess the Gap is also 2 floors, because here we are on the 2nd floor and there's still the Gap. And it looks like we have reached the end. Here's a view looking towards the park from the 4th floor, which acts as the 2nd, because now we're going up to the 5th floor. We're now on the 5th floor. That's where the escalator was, but I walked back here because hiding in the corner is an Italian restaurant. And you'll see, just looking down the ledge, there is the train station. And now it really feels like Citywalk, because here is your Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Pretty much a staple of Citywalk. And to the left of that, you have Mona Kitchen, Japanese food. Looks like they got some curry as well. And to the left, more restaurants. I feel like that's what we're going to mainly find up here on the 5th floor. I do find it funny though, seeing Hard Rock, Bubba Gump, and Wolfgang Puck here. I haven't seen those restaurants since coming to Japan, and I kind of want to try them just to see how they compare. I like how this restaurant has all their food displayed in a giant apple. Quite nice. And then it looks like we have a steak restaurant to the right, Japanese restaurants to the left. Looking back where we just came, we're back in that central area with all the lights, various restaurants. And as we come over here, we can look back down. Now we'll continue on this way. Continuing along, just all restaurants. I believe that's really all we'll see up here on the 5th floor. Looking back, I think this restaurant gets an A+ for theming. Very nice. They even have little stones along the front. You'll see the escalators that go down, but the very last restaurant is Red Lobster, which I've actually had before here in Japan over at Hostenbosch. Here's a view back at the park. There you can see Hollywood Dream going over the main walkway as people get ready to leave the park for the day. And here's Citywalk at night. You can see the Universal store here, looking back towards the park. I must say, the Park Front Hotel looks even better at night. It looks like they're about to do a show or something. It's kind of wild. Seems like they just have light shows everywhere. I guess the light show's about to start. I think it's just here in the middle spot though. They play music and have light. It's funny because you look this way and there's a lot going on, but then you turn around towards the park and not so much. Alright, that is going to do it for this tour of Universal Citywalk in Osaka, Japan. It's kind of weird because you see stuff like Bubba Gump and Hard Rock and it feels like you're kind of back in Citywalk in the States, and then you see some Super Japan things. I mean, there's 4 convenience stores just here in this one little Citywalk area. It's awesome to see all of the hotels here as well that are in walking distance, and the train station that drops you off right here. Overall, definitely like it. Probably my 2nd favorite Citywalk. I do like it better than the one in Hollywood, I must say. Florida's, though, is definitely the best one. So that is going to do it. Thank you all for watching. The caravan is moving on.